I got worried about you.
Don't worry about me.
But I was worried because I'm like, I don't want to push you up. There's nowhere to go.
You did come over this way a little further than you have been.
Well, I know, but
you don't have a choice when
wheelie, I was like, I'm gonna push him off, and look what you have to fall into. That's why I was like, stop, brother! You're gonna kill him. You better put that helmet back on in case you fall down there, in case I knock you off.
Hey there, it's Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel. Today I'm showing you a ride that we did towards the end of August, and we're kind of going up a really rocky section of trail. And then as we get up here, I'm going to see a really quite a big log. It's at least as tall as the front tire, if not a little taller, right in the trail. I'm going to see it in just a second, and I noticed that most people are going around it to the left. But I'm like, no, look, I can square up to that right here and then hit it where a bunch of these other bikes are hitting it. So I kind of do a little circle right here, and I purposely hit this log in the middle of the trail because it's one of those ones that, you know, I've been practicing for years. And so it's like I have to hit this thing, even though it's quite intimidating when you see it. As I look back here, you're going to see Garrett kind of come up to this thing, and he's going to hit his front wheel right into that thing. Boom! He doesn't get enough loft on his front wheel, and so it kind of sends him over the bars. And it's intimidating. This log is as tall as the front tire. And so then he kind of picks it up, and he gets it, you know, gets the front end over. You have to commit on something like this, and the best way to do this is to be standing up on the pegs to compress the suspension, you know, weighting those pegs, and then as you de-weight those pegs, you come up into a wheelie. Caleb will do it here, but he's not standing yet, and he's just kind of like sitting down on the bike, doesn't get his wheel up, and then he'll come and do this again, but he's not going to stand again. He's not going to make it over clean. He needs to stand, compress the suspension. He might have made it over, but this is a very tall log. If that's a shorter log, the way that he did that is probably going to work. But where it's a really tall log, you're going to need to stand up, compress the suspension, hit that wheel about 2/3 of the way up on that log, and then you'll make it over. And so the technique makes all the difference. And if you can practice this on a smaller log, stand, weight the pegs, and then, you know, give it that bounce, give it that clutch, give it the throttle, hit the thing halfway up, you're going to have a lot better chance of halfway up to 2/3 of the way up, you're going to have a lot better chance. See, a smaller log like this, you can get away with it. Let's see what Sam does here. See, now Sam wheelied all the way over the log. But Sam's technique was certainly better, but what you'd want to do is actually you want to be able to hit that tire, that front tire, on the way up going over that log.
Those are fun.
Yeah, they are. This is what I think. This is what I need to practice.
And Garrett nails it there. It's all about practice. So I'm like, okay, these are perfect logs here to practice. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit these things several more times to try to perfect that technique. And the thing is you hit a big log like this in the trail where it's a little bit intimidating, and then every other log isn't quite so much. You'll notice I clip the front wheel with that tire, and then what will happen is you want that front wheel to be the first thing to come in contact, and you do want it to come in contact with the tire, that front wheel, and then that's going to send you into a straight up nose wheelie. The next thing you want to come in contact with that log is your rear wheel, and that will set you back level and get you in the correct attitude to land on the ground. Okay, watch this time as Sam demonstrates nearly perfect technique. He's going to come standing up to this log, he's going to compress his suspension, and then he's going to hit that front wheel about halfway up, and then the first thing that comes in contact with that log is his rear wheel. Well, nicely done, Sam. Okay, I got to give Caleb credit. He's actually standing now. He's compressing the suspension a little bit, but he's not doing it enough, and he isn't hitting that with enough speed. He needs to compress that suspension a little bit more and hit it with more speed, more commitment to get up over that log, because you don't want to be stuck halfway through on it like that.
A little more speed coming into it. I think you'll do better. I can't end on that.
And I don't end on that. I'll make sure that I come up here and hit it cleanly again, hit both logs cleanly again, and then end on that good note.
That's the trick, is keeping your momentum up and having the balls to do it.
Well, that's what I totally tell him. It's like if you have to commit to have enough speed to get to the top and go up and over instead of hit it and then just kind of fall over it. I do that all the time. I put it out and I hit it, and it's like Kyle's like, dude, you need to hit it with more speed. And after that, I done a lot better.
See, the first time I think I had more speed, but I didn't get my front end up high enough.
You had the right speed.
When you do that, then it's even more intimidating the next time.
Yeah. So if you can compress the suspension right before you get there, and then try to hit your front wheel about 2/3 of the way up, and stay on the gas, but keep a finger on that clutch, you'll go straight up, and your back tire hits it and levels you off.
See, some of those look pretty rough though, the way you're like.
No,
Taking a beating, but other times you were hitting it nice and smooth, you know.
Yeah, if you hit a little bit, the best time I did it actually was the very first time. I did that one the cleanest. Yeah, and then each time it got a little bit funnier. I just had to get it over super clean once. I was like, I'm good.